Hello, my name is Michelle Dorelli, and today I'm here with Amanda Saponara and Shannon Haley. We're with Wolfpack Productions, and we're going to be talking a little bit about our True Hofstra Stories profile on Ed Ingles, the professional in residence at the Hofstra University School of Communications. Amanda, can you tell us a little bit about why we decided to work with Ed and a little bit about the production process?
Sure. Well, we wanted to find somebody who is very influential to everyone here at the School of Communications as well as Hofstra University. As you said, Ed is the professional in residence at WRHU. He also worked at CBS for a numerous amount of years and was able to influence the students and relate to them on a very personal level. He's very enthusiastic about any questions you may have, and he's also willing to work with students no matter what, and he loves them, and yeah, he's a very nice guy. He's very sweet.
Yeah, he's definitely a great asset to RHU and the School of Communications. Shannon, can you tell us a little bit about the actual production process and interviewing Ed and some of the students?
Sure. The whole production process was really a great learning experience for all of us. I think that our whole group really pulled everything together very well. Working with Ed and the students at WRHU, they were great subjects for interviews. They were able to talk at length, and we didn't have to ask them to elaborate on their answers. And the hardest part of the whole process was definitely the lighting. We never had to do that in a class before, and it took some time to get used to lighting and setting it up.
I would definitely agree with you. You know, we were working in a small space, and we actually had to go back and reshoot, you know. And, you know, it's a tough thing to have to do, but, you know, we worked through it, and we ended up with some great footage. I know we all enjoyed the process, but Amanda, what was your favorite part of working with Ed and just the entire production?
Well, my favorite part was when he told us stories with what he did as a child and how he became interested in broadcasting. He used to take 2 dice, roll them, and whatever the dice would land on, he'd do a play-by-play, and he actually gave us a little snippet of his abilities. It was very interesting to watch, and he was very enthusiastic about it, and it was an awesome experience.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my favorite parts too, and I was glad that we were able to actually use that audio bite and, you know, put it in the beginning just so people can, you know, it sounds great, just so people can see what it was like for him and, you know, maybe imagine a time when radio was more important than it is today. What was your favorite part of working with Ed and working on the project?
My favorite part of the whole project was absolutely Ed, working with him. He has such incredible insight into the industry. He's been in the industry for an incredible amount of years, and he's very inspirational.
All right, well, I think we all enjoyed it, and we hope that you enjoy our production. If you get a chance to watch it, for Wolfpack Productions, thanks a lot for watching.
Here's a pitch by Sandy Koufax. Swing a long drive by Willie Mays. Deep to left field. Goes back, goes to left field. Papko near the wall. He can't get it. Home run. Willie Mays. My inspiration started very young. I was very fortunate. When I was about 9 or 10 years old, I wanted to be a big league baseball player. But I realized I wasn't very big and I wasn't very talented. So I said, you know what? Why don't I become a sportscaster? Why don't I do play-by-play? I got started in the industry when I was in the Navy. I was finishing up a 4-year career in Brunswick, Georgia. I was in a blimp outfit, and I went down to the local radio station, got to know the people who ran it, and I said, what if I gave you a 15-minute radio show on news on the Glencoe Naval Air Station, which is in Brunswick? Would you run it? And they said, yes, every Saturday. So I did that for maybe 3 or 4 Saturdays before I got discharged. And I also was lucky, the rival station in town hired me. I did like 2 Sundays on the air. And it was quite an experience because what I'd be doing, I'd be taping the game of the day, and I would play that back later. So I was doing a live show and taping another show, which I was for replay later. So working on a Sunday afternoon and evening at that station really gave me a good feel of how hectic the business could be. Interesting in what brought me to Hofstra, I got to know the president, James Shewitt, at that time. So they created a job, professional in residence, and I said, that's a great job. When they outlined what they wanted me to do, I said I'd love to do that. But my primary job is to teach these young people how to be broadcasters, how to get proficient enough and understand how good they have to get in order to get a job, and then kind of steer them to places where they can get a job.
He basically sits me down and I'll have a script with business. And, we're young college kids. We don't really understand, Wall Street and all that. He critiques what I wrote on the script and he breaks it down for me in baby steps so I could really understand it.
One of the best things that it ever did for me was coming to a press conference. It was about Baldwin. They were revitalizing the area. I think it was $8 million coming. And I asked a question, something about how much money was coming and where it would go. And I didn't like the answer, and I sat down and accepted it. And Ed just kept elbowing me, saying, no, go again, go again.
I do a lot of neat things. I do terrific things, the kind of things I do here. I mentor students. That's my job. I don't give them grades. I work with them on newscasting, sportscasting, morning shows, careers, internships. Whatever problems they want to bring to me, I'm only too glad to listen to. If I don't have the answer, I try to send them someplace where they can get the answer.
And he gives me feedback. He gives me places I can go to find research, people to interview, so he's great. But I also interact with him during executive board meetings when we have to make a choice of what to do with the station. And also with Newsline, every time I prep for the show, he basically critiques and we do pre-reads. So if I pronounce something wrong, he'll correct me.
It's a great experience, and I'll tell you why it's so great for me. As you get older in life, you don't want to hang around with old people in a gated community, because all they do is talk about their diseases, and God knows I got enough diseases I could talk about. But you want to hang around with young people who have energy and keep you smiling all the time, and who challenge you. And the interesting thing about hanging out with young people, because you are older, you get a certain amount of respect you get. But more importantly, they teach you a lot too. Young people today can teach older people a lot because it is a different way of life.
Every time I walk by his office, he's like, "Hey, Veronica," and that great. I can't even replicate his voice, but he's great. And he comes in his little track suits, and he says the craziest things that you wouldn't expect someone of his age to say, but that's what makes him 10 times more awesome than anyone in this school, and he's really a valuable asset.
Ed Ingles is not only my teacher here, but he is my mentor. He stays here for countless hours teaching workshops and announcing clearances, and he is a huge contribution to WRHU, and I'm really glad to say that I could work side by side with him.
Let the students make the mistakes, but teach them why they made the mistakes, how they made the mistakes, and how you fix it. So as long as they keep improving and getting better and you see them grow, things are going to be fine.
He's the guy that under any and all circumstances, he's going to support you no matter what you do. And that just keeps you going every day, knowing that there's somebody there, through thick and thin, cheering you on. It's a nice feeling.